Good day, YouTube. It is the 9th of May, 2025. This is my 2008 Miles electric truck. The last video I did with this seemed like all of my issues were resolved. I drove it 25 miles. We still had good battery. And I spent today kind of cleaning it, detailing it inside, and was very happy and was going to start driving it today as a daily. And when I went to leave with it, all it would do was shudder and move slowly, like at a snail's pace. So I am desperately trying to find out what its issue is now so we can get it resolved, whatever it is. I just need it fixed. So let's get in and see if it demonstrates the same thing it did to me yesterday, like all day. I charged the batteries fully and it still did it. Let's see what's up. Key in, key on, emergency brake off, in reverse. Today it drives. It's crazy. Today it drives. Yesterday all it would do is shudder, and I don't know why. Boys and girls, it's been a few hours. Well, it's about 3 o'clock actually, so it's afternoon. And I've been doing a lot of research, and I called a guy that's been very helpful. This is the folks that did the rebuild on the controller that I sent them, which I'm sure did not need redone. But you know what? No regrets, because the guy from that company, you can find them on eBay. If you do a Curtis controller search on eBay, you'll find this company, because they actually, you purchase your rebuild on eBay and then send them your controller. And I don't know if they found anything with it or not. They didn't send me like a report or nothing. But anyway, I did start messaging them through eBay, and then they had a technician call me, and then this technician was nice enough to give me his number, their company's number. And today, after what I experienced yesterday, I called him, and he answered the phone, and he was brilliant. I said, what I'm experiencing is when I get in and it has some issue, I can clear the issue, but sometimes what I get after the issue is this stutteriness. It's like it went into safe mode or something, and he just knew right what that was. He goes, well, what you have is an encoder bearing in the motor, and that encoder is going bad. And then it dawned on me. I showed you guys in a previous video when this thing did throw a code. It said overcurrent, controller overcurrent, and then down below that said encoder something. I didn't know what that was, and I didn't even probably mention it, but I took a photograph of it, and it's sure as heck what it said. This guy's right on the money. So what I have is an encoder going bad in or on the motor. He suggested that most of those are in a bearing that need pressed on and off. However, I may have something easier, because there is something attached to the backside of the motor under this truck, and then there's a couple other wires. So I assume a 2-wire wiring harness going towards the front of the motor is a temperature sensor, and maybe I am lucky enough that the encoder is attached to the back of the motor and that I don't have to take the motor out and apart to change it. I am also willing to replace the motor if there is an advantage to that. So I have some calls into some folks, a motor repair shop, uh, a golf cart facility that is large and would have possibly a motor this big. Anyway, what we're going to do right now is put this back in the shop, put it up on the lift, get underneath this thing, and see what's up with this motor. If that is in fact an encoder, and a couple of videos I've seen suggest those are 4-wire connectors for the encoder and a 2-wire connector for the temperature sensor. If that appears like I can pull it off the back of the motor, let's get it off. Let's see if we can determine what it is and get a replacement. We might be close on this. Yesterday I was on cloud 9. This thing drove 25 miles, and we still had about 72.5 volts in the battery. I'm ecstatic with that because I think I have 35, 45 mile range or something. And I was driving it like a normal vehicle, sort of. And anyway, I know I'm rambling, but I want to get this thing fixed in the worst way. I'll throw the ocean at it to get it working. So let's get it in the shop, get it in the air, see what we got. All right, boys and girls, it's in the air. Let's take a look. I've got the cover off. I put it right there so I don't lose it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 wires. Oh, there's numbers on it. Wonderful. I don't know. Oh, we can take those 2 screws out. It's not like loose or something. Let me grab a Phillips. Let me take those 2 screws off, see what it takes to get that out of there. Alright, we got that cover off. It's definitely an encoder for sure. How it comes off of there is not for sure. I'm gonna spend a little time with this, see what I can see. Are those little screws? They might be. Alright, I'm gonna see what it takes to get this thing off of here. Okay, update. I don't think they're supposed to do this. Houston, you want to tighten that up? Okay, let me take this apart further. I mean, as this thing changes temperatures, that thing does different things. That's why it would not work when I left last night, because it had warmed up, and then got here this morning. I drove it. Oh boy. Looks like a couple screws. These are screws. Wonder if that holds that thing tight. I don't know, but I don't think it's bad. I think it's loose. Here we go. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that wheel is called a reluctor wheel. Anyway, I cleaned up the shaft. The thing came right off. And I'll show you when I get back. But there's a spot for 2 set screws. Okay. Very tiny, microscopic. I had this very precision screwdriver and backed one of them out. One is missing and the other one was loose. That's our problem, boys and girls. That's our problem. Been fighting it 4 months. I'm headed down to McDonald Bolt to see those folks down there for another set screw. Are they going to have one? That's a long shot and a half. But I'm taking the wheel, the screwdriver, and some stuff to put on the counter. Those guys will work hard to get what we need. And yeah, here we go. Goodbye. Well, boys and girls, I am back from the Bolt store, and unbelievably, they had one. I had 2. I bought 2. Donald Bolt. Man, they are lifesavers. That was a number 3 by 48 threads per inch, 3/16 long, and they cost 25 cents a piece. But I had to buy an Allen wrench because I don't know if I have one. So in the one that fell out was a screwdriver, straight slot. Where are you at? Anyway, what I got were Allen key style. I'm gonna set that over there and probably lose it. I stuck my change in the box. So here's the wheel. And I left the set screws in the wheel. Oh man. And I came back on not much charge in the gym, so yeah, we got to charge for a little bit now. I hope to be driving the miles out of here though. So, Allen wrench style this time. I'm gonna back these off. We're gonna go put this in, put it back together, take it for a drive without a breakdown. Shocking. Alright. So far so good, guys. So far so good. I'm gonna let the camera roll. I know it's a little dark under here, but it's mostly because it's really light outside. Okay. Am I right? Is this a reluctor wheel? I think it is. Okay. I'm going to set this very small Allen key right there. This goes in this way and in that slot. Oh wow, that's going to be rough. I'm going to do this. It's not like a timing issue, it just counts, right? It's going to be real hard to tighten, but we'll get there. We need to position it first. You don't want it scraping. Get the bolts. For the screws for the sensor. Don't jam these in until we know we're in a good place. I'm looking around to see, oh, you know what? If I put these set screws down here, I'm away from that bracket and it'll be easier. And I think I'll center this wheel in the sensor, okay? Because I'm sure it's like a light source looking through it. Never find that again. Now I see it. So as long as it's not touching either side, and right now I'm in between. I know I can tighten these down without bending anything, is what I'm saying. We'll re-tighten everything here in a minute. Pick up my Allen key with my magnet. And I'll get under here and stare into the light. And try to line up the set screws in a better position. Okay, there's one. And and there's the other. Okay, I'm gonna put this one straight down, or down like this angle, and then somehow I have to turn that motor. I think I got the brake on, so nothing's gonna turn here for a minute. Alright. Guys, this is gonna take 10 minutes to tighten these screws. I'm gonna pause you and I'll bring you back. Alright, boys and girls, we got her on there. I took it back off and drew some lines on it so I could find the holes blindly. And I also ran the set screws in till I couldn't get the wheel on, backed them off a little bit so that I only had to go like quarter of a turn, and that worked out good. I could do this again in 1 minute instead of so many, but we're learning as we go. I'm gonna put that cover on. We're gonna put this thing on the ground, and we're gonna go driving, and it's not gonna break down. Knock on something. Wood. Oh my gosh. You think it's gonna work this time? I hope so. Alright, here we go. If you're coming, let's go. Gotta try it. Oops, get the keys. You guys have done this before. Alright, 74.9 volts. Key on. In reverse. I got a cord hanging on the bedside. I gotta stop eventually and put it in so I don't lose it. Alright, we're really going. Now it's doing its other thing. It did just quit. That overcurrent thing. We're going to turn the ignition switch off and back on. We'll stop. Back to go. Alright. And that fault says over too much current on the controller. And we were just idling. It's kind of weird. So let's hit the gas a little more. Those I know how to clear. I said I'd try to drive it 30 miles an hour or slower. I don't know if it really makes a difference or not. And again, that could be because of the upgrade. And there may be a way I can use this machine I just got, this Curtis code scanner programmer thing, to maybe change the limits or something. I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna drive around for a while, guys. Well guys, we're back in frickin' limp mode again. it is moving forward. Maybe that encoder is actually broken. Son of a gun. If I go slow enough, I'll get over here to the side. I'm turning on the machine for present codes. There's no present codes. I did clear what we had. Let me stop. Back in neutral, brake on. I'm gonna put emergency flashers on. I turn it off for a minute or many seconds. Still in limp mode, boys and girls. Oh, shit. Well, let me see if I can get off the road. Boys and girls, we're back at the shop. I've waited a few minutes. It came back to life. I floored it and we made it back to the shop. This wheel's still very well attached. I've taken these screws out. Somehow. I'm thinking this thing unplugs and that this thing, maybe it's dirty. It might be optical and we need to get in and clean it. The other thing too is I didn't look this thing over and get all the numbers. See about replacing it. So let me do that. Alright, it did just unplug. Look at the green on that. The corrosion. So let's clean that up. I know it's real hard to see in there, but I mean there's got to be like a light source. And it says EM on it, like emitter, which is typically a light source. So I'll try and get photos of all these numbers and such. What's a good camera, isn't it? EM1-1-32. Might be able to find one somewhere. WD-40 should work good for this. This was designed for it. US Digital. B+A. Okay. Well, you've seen it. I'm gonna clean it. Here we go. Boys and girls, I've cleaned it up best I could. It looks good. I also got all the numbers off of it, took some pictures. I looked it up briefly. I found a similar one. I believe I could get one, and it was $140. So let's put this back in. Try again. I'll probably not drive it tonight. It's after 5. A lot of people on the road. We'll do it in the morning. I had a look at the plug. Look how green and corroded it is. Oh my gosh. Come on, camera focus there. Alright. Let's clean that up, huh? Alright, good morning everybody. It is the next day. And we are here today. We are gathered here today to clean this connector. I showed you the green on it yesterday before I boogied out for the day. And I hit it with WD-40 before I left. I just hit it again. And we'll scrub it with a non-metallic brush. It's not my toothbrush, but it's close. And get that corrosion out of there. So far we've cleaned the optics and then we've cleaned the corrosion off this connector, both of which I think could have caused the continuing issues with this encoder. Besides the fact that the set screws weren't doing their job. When it did when it did go back to that stutter mode or safe mode or whatever, it seemed like it was different than before. So remember, all we had done was attach this wheel, but now we've fixed 2 more things. So we're chasing something. I'm hoping you're finally catching it. If you guys have tagged along to just what I videoed, you know what a struggle this has been. Beyond what it should be. Okay, so this goes this away and this away. And I found if I put it in over here at the side and then slide it around, don't drop it though, like that. I felt like it went into a little slot. Maybe it did when the connector was plugged in. There. That's probably what it was. It probably fits well with the connector on. Yeah, there we go. Now let me grab the screws. We'll put them in. We'll get the thing buttoned up. And once again, we'll take it on a test drive. The question is, will we make it back? It's always the question. I've lost track of how many times this thing has died on me. All right. Guys, it's crawling again. It's all it'll do. Stutter and crawl. And I drove it in here yesterday. And we did good things. That's all it'll do. So again, maybe I just don't know as much about them encoders as I should, but I'll dig in deeper, I guess. Maybe I don't have that disc perfectly positioned. I glanced at it again this morning. I don't know. I'm gonna put it back on the lift and let's look some more. Here we go. Well, boys and girls, this is gonna be the longest repair in the history of YouTube. So I thought about one more thing. What happens if you just unplug it? So I crawled underneath and just unplugged that encoder, and then it does exactly the same thing. So whether it's there or not, it doesn't care. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So I have the company manufactured was US Digital. I emailed them the information and a photograph of the module and a question like, where do I get one? I found ones that are very close to that model number, but not exactly. So, and they would know. So here we go. If I come up empty-handed, then I guess we got to look at changing the motor in this and then figuring out that whole encoder thing. All right, this is a bummer. It's a way big bummer. Every time I think I'm on it, we're going to get it, I'm going to drive it, then it fails, and it fails worse. Right now, it doesn't run at all. Just does that shutter in safe mode or whatever. All right, I'll check back when I know more. Well, guys, we're back in, I don't know, limbo mode or something on this stupid truck. I have a message into US Digital. They made the device that we're fighting right now, the encoder, in hopes to replace it. I find very similar part numbers, but not exact part number. So I'm worried again. So we'll see what happens when they return my message, if and when they return my message. Hopefully they do. But I'm sure they're used to dealing with customers bigger than this. Getting ready. My wife and I are going on a cruise. It's a Northern Europe thing. It's a couple weeks. So I'm trying to wrap up things, get videos all uploaded ahead. I tried a video a couple months ahead, and we've reduced my 2 a week videos to 1 a week video because we're just very busy with some fix up and remodeling and stuff at the house. So I'm going to wrap up this video on this truck, and we'll just say to be continued when I know more and I have time to deal with more and so forth. But the plan is to replace that encoder electronic piece. It's like a LED light source and a receiver kind of thing, but it's way more complicated than that. And because I think maybe that reluctor wheel, when it got loose, beat the hell out of it or something. Because right now it's just not working at all. I had it apart, tried to clean it. Maybe I'd hurt it worse. I don't know. I will try one more time, maybe today, to jack this thing back up. And because I found a detail that suggests how to align that reluctor wheel to the encoder. And it needs to be fairly close, like pulling it forward in its position. That wheel needs to be really close to the inside of that device. So I don't think I've tried that. I've tried to keep it centered because I didn't know. So I'm going to try to adjust it. I'm not expecting it to do anything. So I probably will just tell you later that I did it and nothing happened. But I do need to try it just because. So. All right, guys, so I appreciate you watching the video. Please give it a thumbs up on the way out. Stay tuned. We're going to fix this thing eventually, I hope, or we're going to blow it, run it off a cliff, shove it in the ocean. I don't know, but it's some little things causing this thing not to work right. I would be willing to put a whole motor in it. I did contact Golf Cart Garage, but they have not responded, so they better. I mean, they advertise on every video I watch. I'm getting horribly annoyed about the same ads that pop up on every video I watch, which is a lot. And then when I do try to call them, they're not calling me back or messaging me back. But anyway, I inquired about, let's just replace the whole motor with an encoder that works. Let's have this thing new. I'm good with that. 10 horsepower, plug and play kind of thing. Let's go. So I've got nothing back from them yet either. So, guys, we'll see you sometime in June. That's when I get back. Videos will still go live every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. So please watch them. Stick around and watch another one. Suggest my channel to a friend. And let's keep this thing going. And we'll see you on the next video.